Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. Well, at least outside the shop. Today I'm going to do an unboxing and performance test of the T33300 6 1/4 inch track saw from Grizzly. What a mouthful. There are several videos out there on unboxing, but there's only a few videos on its use. So I'm going to go through some of the parts that comes in the box and what it comes with and how it works. And I have 4 sheets of plywood to cut down to make cabinets with, which is a daunting task, in my opinion. I've never made cabinets before, so this is my first try, so wish me luck. So since we're outside, you're going to start hearing some noises from the farm area outside. I got all my chickens out, they're making noises, so sorry about that. The chicken coop is actually inside the pole barn here with me, so the chickens might come in and make some noises. I apologize in advance. We're going to open this up and pull out. I've actually had this saw for a while. I just haven't done anything with it. I wasn't quite ready to do anything with it, so now is the time. Comes in the standard foam packaging here. Kind of junk, it's hard to get rid of. Looks like we got a couple clamps for the track. The saw itself, which at first glance seems fairly beefy. It's a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be. I really don't know anything about track saws, so this is my first go at it. But I gotta get this done. Looks like this is the depth gauge for the saw blade itself. And there is an angle gauge or a bevel gauge right here on the side, or the front of the saw itself. Looks like the blade is already attached. I'm going to see how to do this. There we go. That blade's actually looking pretty substantial, to be honest with you. It looks like a nice saw. It's got the riving knife that pops out with it. Let's see what else we have. We got a couple parts in here with the manual. I'll have to look at the instructions and find out where this goes, but it looks like there's some sort of a sliding device here or something that you screw into the saw. So I'll figure out what that does. Alright, so I figured out where it goes. It goes back here on the plate of the saw. It's apparently some sort of stabilizer for the rails, which I assume if you're making a 45-degree cut and you want to keep it from tipping on the track, you would use this to keep it from tipping over. So you probably wouldn't need that for any kind of straight cuts. The manual did say that I was supposed to have some sort of Allen wrench that comes with this, and I didn't see one. Doesn't appear to be one in the packaging. So we're going to move on to the box with the rails. It's obvious that these are the rails because it's a long box and it's the only... I actually had a hard time finding this stuff because when I got it, I just put it down and never even gave it a thought. For the last 3 months I've had this thing. And I hope this is the rails. It's the only other sealed box that I have in my possession. Oh yes, it is the rails. Comes with 2 rails. I believe you're able to get 55 inches out of this track. So that's a good thing. The bad thing is I have 96 inches worth of cuts to do. So I might have to rework my plan on breaking down this material. But it does come with these strips of metal that you can use to tie the 2 tracks together. Oh, wait a minute, there's 3 tracks here. Huh. Well, how nice. That would explain the 4 strips of metal used to tie the 2 or 3 together. So now I'm curious. How long this will get me. Okay, so these weren't too terribly hard to get put together. There is a rubber gasket that runs along the cutting edge of the rail. Apparently it's oversized, so the first cut that I make is going to have to be to that so that it provides a zero clearance type cut with the saw. So all I needed was just a small straight blade screwdriver to tighten up the set screws on the back of this, the rails, keep it all together. And these rubber pieces do overlap a little bit, so keep that in mind when you're putting it together. It might need to, if you're having a hard time putting it together, it might be because of that. So I'm going to position this on the edge so I don't cut into the plywood, and then make that first cut with the rubber gasket. It's like we're caught on a piece of plastic here. Might just have to give that a little shave and a haircut. Wow, it made a mess, but it sounded pretty good. I can't wait to actually get to cutting. So I'm going to do some of that, and then I'll get back with you about how it performs. All right, now, so the question is, do I recommend it? Yes, I recommend it. As a beginner myself, starting out, not a whole lot of money, and saving up for different tools and whatnot, I got this for a price of $230 on grizzly.com, and I got it with free shipping. I paid for it with my own money. I wasn't given this saw to review by any means. So this is an honest review. It comes with, the saw, the 2 clamps, 3 sections of track, which gets you plenty far across the whole length and width of a sheet of plywood. A 4x8 sheet of plywood easily spans that distance. It's got enough power to cut through the 3/4 inch plywood without any issues. And I don't have anything to compare this saw to, so I'm sure there are better saws out there, but for me, starting out again, not having a whole lot of money to buy tools like this, I went with the cheapest option that I could because it does what I wanted it to, and that was to break down sheets of plywood, more manageable size to finish on the table saw. And I built 6 cabinets and the doors cut using this saw, and it's worked out just fine. So if you have any questions that I haven't answered in this video, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. I'll try to get them answered as best that I can. Otherwise, if you go to grizzly.com and do the research on this saw, you'll find that it's pretty comparable to some of the other low-end track saws, like the Ryobi, or maybe even the Rigid. The Rigid would probably be another step up from this. And then in price, it does continue to increase from there, like the DeWalt's, the Milwaukee's. Those saws are a lot more expensive. And then, of course, the gold standard would be the Festool, in my opinion. But I don't know for sure because this is the first saw I've used. Thanks so much for watching.